I'm not sure who needs to hear this video, but it's definitely for somebody. God wants to restore your health, and He wants to restore all that you had lost. It's that verse in the Bible where it says, if a man try to save his life, he shall lose it. If he loses his life, he shall save it. Something like that. So basically, most of your life and most of your existence was high cortisol and high stress. And of course, it wasn't like a few time things. It was an all-time consistent thing of you got yourself so stressed out, your veins rushing with stress hormones, and God's revealing to you, and He's revealing initially to me that realizing most of the conversations I had in my life were fruitless. Not to say that the conversations I was having was fruitless. Sometimes it was, but the conversations that other people were adding on to your conversations were completely fruitless. And God's been revealing that more to me. And it's sometimes you get moments where you're you always felt drained most of your life. You weren't sure why. But you had a big heart. You were trying to go above and beyond to help people, save people, and you're just trying to do the right thing. And I'm sure whoever's watching this, I'm sure you had a autoimmune disease, health issues you battled, or maybe not even that, but maybe you experienced different concussions, different times of your life. Just pain could be generic, right? But it's also could definitely remind us about life and the important things that matter. But God wants to restore your health, your mind, body, and spirit. And you might be praying to God right now praying for more money or praying for a better situation. But you're in the situation you have right now, your prayers are already answered. You have peace. You have that joy. Of course, your situation is not 100% exactly how you want it, but you literally overcame and survived the weirdest, strangest circumstances that if you were to tell somebody, they wouldn't believe you. They would think you're crazy. Just by alone, you try to share your golden nuggets in life, you're already casting your pearls before the swine. And Jesus said not to do that. So you've accumulated and gained all this wisdom and knowledge. And of course, there's always room for more. We gotta stay humble. But you found yourself most of your life drained and just confused when really you weren't crazy. Just your environment was other people were crazy. They didn't understand and they weren't willing to see what was going on or allow themselves to receive wisdom and knowledge. It's most of friendships we're programmed to have growing up are just crap. They're there's nothing. Like I said, most conversations we had when we were younger were fruitless. You were of course, not to say that you were having fruitless conversations, but other people that were in your life were just, there was no good fruit that was being produced at that time. It's you feel you could be at a family function or a place and you just feel drained. Everyone's just out drinking alcohol, the adults, the young adults, and it's you're just there, and it's where are the old masters of life that have all this wisdom and knowledge? And you know what I mean. It's just you're always the black sheep of your family and your situation. People seen you overcome and do the impossible, And like in the midst of that, you've like, God's given you wisdom and knowledge, but you try to tell other people all this stuff. The world's not ready. They're not ready to understand that information. They might never will understand where you're coming from. And some people just blatantly just don't want to know. The whole point is that this new season God's was putting me in is that like he was teaching me God was teaching me, I have something in my eye. God was teaching me to love myself more and just to abide with him and not worry so much about trying to convince or to, preach to people that aren't ready to receive wisdom and knowledge. A lot of people would say like, oh, you're being judgmental, when in reality I'm just talking about life, the gospel, wisdom that the Lord's given me. God wants us to protect ourselves and not share our gold nuggets and our pearls to the swine. And part of the reason why we've had so much health issues is because like God's children, sometimes we overshare and nothing's being received back. So we're sharing all this wisdom and knowledge and love because we have big hearts, and nothing's getting back to us. Like we're not having reciprocated love. We're not having reciprocated healthy friendships, relationships, marriages, and I'm not saying almost tripped clumsy today. I'm not saying that specifically you, but you know what I mean. All our lives we are so giving and just so our souls were always long for more wisdom and knowledge, and we overextended our arms and we were always trying to help and save everybody. And God wants us to preach and evangelize and share the gospel. But part of the reason why we were sick is because we were too giving. We were too, and it's like, of course, we should always love our enemies, for sure. But our environments made us sick by the conditioning of this, world, how it's dark and it's Satan's kingdom. Of course, there's light in it too. But since things weren't reciprocated back to you as a kid, and things weren't your environment wasn't healthy or that, you started to bottle up energy in, and you started to holding it, not asking questions, of fear of being stupid, and fear of being judged. But God wants you to know that he wants to restore your health and your wellness, and to develop healthy habits, and to grow and to be a strong warrior for Christ and rebuke evil spirits. We have the authority to tread on snakes and scorpions. So let's start doing that. Let's start standing our ground more, and to do this, do that. And of course the world's gonna say that oh, you're very selfish for not putting other people first. And here's the thing, you have to take care of yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit, and your wellness. That comes first always. Don't let people guilt you into thinking it's not. And like I said, part of the reason why you're probably sick growing up, and probably the reason why things were the way they were, was because things weren't reciprocated back to you. You overshared information. You casted or this could even apply to grown adults too. You were trying to cast your pearls and trying to help and trying to save people, and it led you to be getting sick. Some water. I know that God wants me to, He was restored most of me. I still feel like I have some things I'm learning right now, but God has definitely restored and healed me from this, just from these weird environments and circumstances. And you know what I mean, like, it's crazy too, like how, and it's beautiful too, how God could just restore your mind, body, and soul. It's so beautiful, it's so pure. I'm watching a rugby practice right now. It's fun. So I'll tell you that take time. God wants you to have some time to yourself, to develop to strengthen your discernment, your wisdom. And it might be a period of isolation for you. Maybe God's calling you to exit a certain situation, to leave certain people, cut off people, fake friends, family, whatever the case may be. A lot of people that have huge hearts, usually that have, a lot of people I know that are really close to God, usually had suffered a lot of health issues a lot of their life. And of course, trials and tribulations come, but some of the stuff that we get, I'm pretty sure of, is because our conditioning, we grew up how we grew up, you know? If people live in a constant state of fight or flight, fear, anxiety, that's not healthy. And if your children see that, that's not going to make them healthy. Or chronic guilt. Like, do you find yourself overly apologizing even though we didn't really do anything wrong? Like, have you ever felt like so good in your health, like where you feel healthy, strong, and spiritually well? Have you felt that way before? And then you feel kind of guilty for feeling too good? That's the enemy. And if your environment around you makes you feel bad for feeling good, then that's something that's not of God. That's of the enemy. And God showed me gave me wisdom on like what true health really is. And it's not just, what true health really is of course taking care of your physical and mental health, and this with exercise and eating organic, nutritious foods, but this simply following Him and this making time for God, and not be so obsessed of actually improving your health, just abiding in Him, and just not idolizing the gym, not idolizing sports, this, that. And maybe you grew up in environments where you felt chronic, like I said, guilt and shame, feeling judgment. Like maybe you feel guilty too much. You feel that feeling a certain way too well, to this. It's just all lies from the enemy. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up right here. I think I covered what I wanted to say. Maybe a couple more things. But yeah, your health has been, like I said in the beginning of the video, your health has been compromised because you, being a loving, caring person and a giving person, you overextended your arm too much. And I don't know who this video is for, but it's time to take back your life, take back your health, following God, trusting Him more, following Jesus Christ. And now's the time to love yourself and to grow in wisdom, to grow with God, to not feel in chronic shame and guilt. So I hope this video finds you well. Love you all so much. Peace and God bless.